Alright guys, we're here at Queen Ferz, and well, this and Korol are going to be actually pretty simple. It's because they can only attack once per turn, and they don't have anything super powerful against us, that we just end up not having to really worry here. So, with that said, we can just kind of easily beat them. But anyway, we didn't do any real grinding, but we did get we might have picked up a level or two while we were traveling around and whatnot. That's about it, though. I may as well go over our stats, though, just to be sure of everything. Like, as you can see, every now and then Frosty catches up with Flambe, and then if Flambe levels up, then Flambe is going to get ahead of Frosty in attack. But they still remain to have very similar stats, other than the level disparity. Though I do like the fact that Flambe is now at 100 agility. Good for her. And then Snowy here, well, they got actually very formidable strength and all that. It's just that, you know, the weapon choice is not the best. They will be picking up their Poison Claw later down in this dungeon, though. So that's pretty nice. And the resilience is still going up pretty well, too. So we only have some, what is it? I think it's still level 25 before they max out. And we're not going to bring Sloth with us because, again, they're more of a supportive role. They're the tank or the item user. So they're just going to sit in the back and chill. We can always bring them back via the wagon during the Korol fight. So no big there. Anyway, that's enough for stats. Why don't we go over our items? Same gear here. Packs of punches are going to be useful for the fight. And of course, Yig leaves just in case with an elf elixir on the side. Don't worry about these. This is just for random encounters. So mainly packs of punches and then attacking is what we're going for here. The fairy foils I may use just to help out a little bit though. But otherwise it's just packs of punch and attack and all that. Don't mind the dragon staff. Flambe, she's just holding on to it. And as for Snowy, well, Snowy's going to be the support role as usual, healing and what do you call it? Well, just healing and contributing to attack every now and then. I debated on the Zenithian shield, but decided against it because we don't really need it. I also debated on putting in the Dark Shield here to get Snowy some more MP, but again, we just don't really need it. So I might just Pax-a-Punch her and let her attack as well. So anyway, that's it for that. We can go ahead and start getting, well, started. That was redundant. Okay, we're just gonna go shut up here. Nope, and then yes. Okay. But yeah, the fights are gonna be nice and easy, so no worries there. For boss time against Queen Ferz. First things first, go ahead and kerplunk monsters. You're going to do one fairy foil each. Because it's just practical, since most of the skills won't really hurt us much. Kacrackle is only going to hurt Flambe. Now you could Paxa, and Paxa. Because I now have enough money that I could buy a bunch of them, so I did that. And again, just only Flambe gets hurt. You two attack, I'm going to have you just top off Flambe. Queen Ferz needs to get a clue here. But yes, even Snowy can do decent damage at least. My God, how many Kacrackles are you gonna do? They're not helping you. But yeah, I just want to speed this along a bit. Okay, now you're doing something. Good job. Jeez, Ferz is slow. You don't have to do what I did with Snowy there. Like, she doesn't need to be Pax-a-Punched at all. And yeah, while Frosty did get hit a little harder thanks to the Sacred Armor, a lot of the damage is not a big deal. Alright, that... Oh, okay, I was going to be a little worried, but it wasn't the Fire Breath I was thinking it was going to be. Yeah. The same thing's going to happen with Korol, really. Flambe is the only one that's going to be affected by his Cold Breath. Which is pretty damn nice. Alright, but yeah, we're just gonna attack through, because this fight's easy. It's not gonna be that easy when we fight the last Ladja fight, though. I already know that. not just for the damage that's going to be happening, but also because, again, as mentioned before, we don't have anyone immune to paralyze, so it's not looking great. Though luckily everyone in the party has at least a little bit of a resistance at minimum. Actually, I think Frosty, Flambe, and Snowy have 2/3 resistance, which tends to not matter much, honestly. But anyway, there goes Ferz. Not a big deal. And Korol's not going to be too bad either. It just takes a little bit. I will meet you there. Okay guys, we're here at King Korol, and as mentioned, it's going to be pretty easy. Don't worry about the coffin we're dragging, we'll be changing that in a bit. So, the fight's actually pretty good. Thanks to some good item use, Snowy is basically not going to run out of MP, and even what's his name there, Sloth. Wow, I was going to call him Snowy, but that's not it. Sloth can actually even be pretty good use on the offense, thanks to Kacrackle working against Korol. Anyway, for item setup, we got Yiggly's and Elfin Elixirs on Frosty. By the way, it's a he. He's mainly just going to be attacking. Flambe will be mostly attacking as well, with Yiggly's and Elfin Elixirs for just in casesies. Snowy will also be helping attack some, but will be the main healer, of course, using the Dark Shield to help anytime that Kaboom strikes, that she can get her MP back and keep up the multi-heals. And I'll be multi-healing generously for the most part, since MP is actually... he Kabooms frequently enough, so... But we do have Elfin Elixirs just in case, and Yiggly's. And as for Snowy, damn it, Sloth, Sloth is going to be doing what he did against Ladja, and use the Zenithian sword anytime bounce goes up, but it's also helping himself, since that way he could Kacrackle at Korol too, because his attack is kind of poor, unfortunately, so he's not going to help with that, even though he has muster strength and all. I imagine if I gave him the Gringham whip that he would be actually a little bit more decent, probably akin to how Cross-Eye was with the whip, but it's not worth it in my opinion. I'd rather have Flambe do it with who actually has the attack, you know? Zenithian Sword, and then, of course, Yiggly's and Elfin Elixirs. I'm not going to go over stats because nothing really changed on that part, so... With that said, why don't we go ahead and talk to Korol and see how we are surprising him. Yes. I'm actually kind of relieved that this is going to be easy. I'm just not looking forward to when we have to go ahead and fight Ladja. But anyway, this is not Ladja. This is Korol for boss time. First things first, let's change up our party. Sloth is going to take the lead, and the rest are fine. Don't worry about our dead daughter in the wagon, by the way. That's just for... She's just holding items out of the bag, so I can see the bag a little better. Anyway, first move, you're going to Kacrackle. Don't bother Pax Punching because of Disruptive Wave. So go ahead and attack, and you are going to Dark Shield. That's the only buff that does not get Disruptive Wave. I've discussed it before, but I always repeat it just in case. Cold Breath, only Flambe gets hurt. So it's Kacrackle, attack, and why don't you go ahead and heal Flambe? In case she gets crit attacked. Okay, it wasn't her, so she's fine. Keep Kacrackling, and I guess heal Sloth. Snowy will attack when there's a reason to. Alright, MP back. Not that she missed any, but that's okay. I'm actually even going to multi-heal here because she's not going to run out of MP. And it's also just easier. Alright, now it bounces up. So, we have to change it. Just Zenithian. You two attack, and even Snowy gets to attack. Snowy doesn't have as good of an attack as the others, but she still can do decent. Oh no. That's fine. Sloth is just like, that tickled. You know, I'm boasting now because I don't think I'll be able to boast later. I mean, as it is, our mage is also our tank, which is kind of fun. It's a shame that, though, our mage only has Kacrackle, though. I'm actually even going to multi-heal here, even though it's not super necessary. We're basically getting all the MP back. It was just... Kaboom only gives you 15 instead of the 18 that multi-heal costs. So you're technically on a little bit of a deficit, but it's not enough to matter too much. You can actually attack. Oh, that's a good time for him to defend when I'm not Kacrackling and then they defend, so that works. The random defend is weird, but I think it's supposed to be like a way to drain some resources or whatever, but it really ends up being not much. Okay, Kacrackle, boom, boom. And I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and Staff of Salvation at this point. They'd have to do something bigger to really make me need to. But as you can see, Korol can't do much. That's just what it is. If he wasn't on some sort of loop, then this would probably be worse for him. For us, I mean. But, well, it's mostly predictable that you know that he's not going to spam his attack or Kaboom over and over. So it's always something different. So there's no real worries. So go ahead and multi-heal. And again, the only problem we have here is just time. Oh, sorry, Flambe. Keep going, and you go ahead and Salvation Flambe. So I will say, Kacrackle's actually a little helpful in this fight, because Frosty and Flambe, unless they crit like they did before, they don't do as much damage as the Kacrackle usually does. 61 versus 76 and 64, yeah. Now, if you don't mind the Disruptive Wave, you could go ahead and just try buffing people, Paxa-punching people up. But I don't really like to do that with Disruptive Wave. That's a lot of wasted Paxa-punch bottles. If we had the Oomph spell, that'd be a little different. But anyway, go ahead and Elfin Elixir up, attack, and a heal. Because Oomph spell is not as big of a deal, you know, you're not expending too many quantities of anything. Oh yeah, you can attack too. You know, the best part is, even if I forget that bounces up, Sloth is immune to Kacrackle, so it's like, oh, whoops. At worst, you just waste some MP. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and multi-heal it anyway. I tried being a little stingy, but it just doesn't seem worth it. Oh, bounce spell, okay. It just means Snowy gets to attack, too. Oh no. I'm actually gonna not worry about Sloth. We don't need to top him off. It's not dangerous. The only time you really have to worry is if people are above his critical hit phase. So, over 105. Yeah, you're still Kacrackling. I mean, maybe Flambe a little bit more at 120. But okay, and that's it for Korol. We also got a level up, so neat. Ooh, Frosty, he's got... you know, he's got pretty good damn strength there. Is Flambe gonna outclass him? Yes. Oh, not getting as much strength this time around. Wow, okay, we got 3 level ups. I was not expecting that. Okay, cool. 7 HP, 1 MP. That kind of sucks. Otherwise, pretty good. Alright. This is, in a way, me stalling in the past for when we have to deal with Ladja. So, I guess I'll be seeing you there, and hopefully not in a voiceover like I had to last time. See you there. Okay guys, we've made it to Ladja. This fight, well, it's not going to be as bad as the first monster party when everyone didn't have an immunity to Burning Breath, because at least this party has resistances in other things. Mainly the fact that at least one of the 4 have fire resistance, and the other 3 are outright immune to ice. That makes things a little easier. And also because I have it set up so 2 people can heal, at least. Since I don't remember who I had using the sagestone in the first one, but basically I'm going to be separating my monster party into 2 teams to make this work. But before I do, let's go over our stats in general. Sloth hasn't really... I haven't added any new stat seeds, even though I have a few. But Sloth is about the same. Flambe, I think, may have gained a level or two, but it's still kind of like the stronger... The higher level one that ends up being a little stronger only because of level difference. Otherwise, Frosty is going to eventually be becoming the tank once he's done leveling up. So... But yeah, Frosty is a he. I have to remind myself that. Because Flambe's she, Frosty's he, Snowy's she. So yeah, it's like split up. But anyway, yeah, so you can see the differences, like, Frosty's going to catch up eventually though, but definitely has the better attack thanks to better equipment pool. And then we also have Snowy, who's been through a lot of different TNT boards, who may have gotten some extra stat ups here and there. Not a lot, just like maybe like at most 5 total spread around their stats here. So there's a little bit of a small difference, but that's about it. It's not a big one. In any case, though, let's go over our item setup. And this one is very important. So Sloth, I switched over to the Spike Steel Whip because it has the same amount of damage as the Flame Tang Boomerang. Not that it makes much of a difference, but I find that it has better consistent damage, so may as well. Otherwise, generally, here's the usual gear that they have here. They'll be our Sagestone user and being part of one team, separate team away from Snowy, because that way they both have a multi-healing type of thing to heal people that are in the wagon. Because that's how I'm going to be healing whenever things get a little too rough, is passively heal in the wagon. They also have a couple Elfin Elixirs, mostly for Snowy, and a couple packs of punches in case we want to use him for sharing on other people. And we'll be the Stolo Staff user for this, not for any particular reason, just I left it on and it kind of works on him. So, but Fairy Foils are also important, and everyone's going to need to use it at least once or twice. So everyone's got their Fairy Foils once again. Alright, and now to Flambe, got the same gear as usual here. They've got the extra Staff of Salvation that I picked up in the Naderia TNT board. You can pick it up in one of the treasure trove rooms, I believe. And anyway, this way we got a third option of extra healing here. But Fairy Foil is going to be important, but they'll be one of our secondary attackers, because, well, Flambe and Frosty are definitely our main attackers in this. They also have a Packs of Punch to use on themselves if needed, and a bunch of Moonwort Bulbs, because I expect things to go wrong and people get paralyzed. We also have a Yiggleaf in case someone goes down, but that shouldn't happen too suddenly unless I get put on the back foot too early. Now for Frosty, got Sacred Armor, Silver Shield now, because Silver Shield's better since it can resist fire damage, which Frosty does not really have any of. And you don't need the ice, you don't need like the Ogre Shield, which does 10 of each. This one does a little bit more, at least, because it also helps with the magic fire stuff, instead of just breath. So that's why I went with the Silver Shield for them. Great Helm is also another upgrade for them. And Fairy Foil, of course, a Packs of Punch, a bunch of Moonwort Bulbs, and a Yiggleaf. That should be basically normal. And now for Snowy. Snowy's at their best gear right now with the Cobra Claw, Flowing Dress, and Hermes Hat. Still got the Meteorite Bracer because they are the main healer, though you don't really need it for this fight. It's there. Moonwort Bulbs, of course, and the Staff of Salvation for single target healing. So, got 3 of those. 2 Yiggleafs because I feel like to be safe, I'd rather have Snowy have extra access there for reviving. And also, Snowy and Flambe have the highest resistance to the Burning Breath. The other, Frosty and Sloth, I believe, only have 4 out of 5, which is 20% chance of resistance, while Snowy and Flambe have the 3 out of 4, which is, I suck at fractions. Basically, like, it's higher though, so just trust me. I think it's like 80-ish% or 75%. I can't remember the exact number. So that's why I gave them the Moonwort Bulbs anyway. I mean, the Yiggleaves or whatever. I lost my train of thought here, guys. Sorry. I was trying to think back on fractions, and that threw me off. But in any case, that's my setup, though. But, you know, what you could do also is do Stolo Staff on Snowy instead. But I feel like, I don't know. I just did this, and it worked with Sloth, so... In any case, that's it for our setup. I will meet you at the start of the fight, so you don't have to go through the whole intro part of this. So, I'll see you there. Okay, and here we are with the final Ladja fight. I'm a little late on that, sorry. Anyway, for this, we're going to switch up the team. I'm going to leave Monsters in because he needs to use Kerplunk on himself. And then we're going to go with Flambe and Snowy. Alright, so you go Kerplunk. We're going to have you Pack-a-Punch yourself first. And you are going to Fairy Foil. We need to get the stats up here. Alright, Flambe is going to get hurt a little bit. That's not too bad because they resist Kafrizzle. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. We're going to at least Fairy Foil once, and you're going to go ahead and heal Flambe. So basically, I just realized it's females on this team and then males on the other. Alright, since Flambe is not catching up very well here, we're going to go ahead and switch him out for Frosty instead. And then Frosty's going to start the Fairy Foil thing, while you are going to also Fairy Foil one more time. Unfortunately, Kafrizzle won't be resisted, but at least Frosty can have the Sacred Armor helping him. Anyway, we did that. Now we're going to Pack-a-Punch, and I'm actually going to have them... I'm going to have Snowy multi-heal to pass it into the wagon there. Alright, one more Fairy Foil, and I think one more Fairy Foil for you as well, and then you're done. Because if he just uses Cold Breath, we're fine. Now you can attack, and we're actually going to Pack-a-Punch Snowy, because Snowy does have decent attack. But Snowy is maxed out on their defense right now. That's less good, but we're okay. We can actually attack for this. Okay, now you can't. Oh, and now that's when we change out Snowy and bring in Sloth. Now you're going to attack. You're going to do just one Fairy Foil. Luckily, they're both immune. Alright, now you're going to Sagestone to help the healing process. Basically, we gotta abuse the wagon healing. Alright, I'm gonna have you do one more Fairy Foil again, because Frosty does not have the best defense. Uh-oh. Okay. We're okay. We're okay. Now we can just go ahead and still those staff Frosty. This fight will take a little long because, well, there's some trickiness here. You can attack. You can keep Sagestoning to keep their health up. Okay. That's not too bad. We're okay. We can now use this. And then we can keep going with the healing. Again, this is also healing Snowy, which is going to help us out. Yeah, just keep Sagestoning. I think they're probably fully healed by now. Hold on. This is one way to check, too. Snowy just needs a little bit more, and... Excuse me, Flambe is fine. So you can keep attacking, and you can keep Sagestoning. Very good. Alright, and now we're basically okay at this point. You can do one more Fairy Foil on yourself. Okay, that's not too bad. And when he doesn't have any healing to do, we're switching him out for Snowy instead. So Snowy can help with the attack, but also have access to healing if need be. Yep, that's it. So we switch out you. Actually, you know, we could try Flambe, but I'd rather do Snowy just to be safe. Because right now Frosty's has better damage anyway. But yeah, anytime we can't catch up, that's the way we do it. That's fine. We can actually keep attacking right now. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and... just to make sure we don't get too far behind. But yeah. Luckily, thanks to these immunities, this fight ends up being a lot easier than compared to our... to the first run. Like, that was miserable, but that was also because only one person had a very small chance of resisting Burning Breath, too. At least everyone this time has at least a little bit of resistance to some extent. Okay, Snowy needs to get out. Thank you. And we're switching to Sloth now to help heal. If need be, like if both Sloth and Snowy had issues with healing, that's where Flambe comes in with their Staff of Salvation. But yeah, Sloth is going to be mostly just tanking and healing. Because he's got a good amount of HP. Not the best defense, he's got fair defense. But yeah, I'm glad I found a way to make this work, though. Ooh. We're okay still. Not the worst, but it's still a little dicey. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You keep attacking. That you just make yourself feel big about attacking us. I don't really care about that. It's the Kafrizzle I don't like. The Flaming Breath's not pleasant either, but it's still not that bad. I think by now Snowy's probably going to be fully healed, but we should be okay. Sadly, Flambe is not getting as much attention as she should, but that's alright. She does well too. She helps with the tanking of the Kafrizzle and the Flaming Breath too. But it seems like this Ladja likes to spam... Well, I was going to say spam Cold Breath, but that's still true. Just Kafrizzle seems to be happening at inopportune times. There we go. Ladja's down. Yeah, that actually went pretty smoothly. He didn't spam his Burning Breath, but I wonder if maybe his AI has something that lets him know that they have resistance to it, so he's trying different things. But if that was the case, I don't think he would Cold Breath as much. So it's hard to know for sure. Ooh, 2 levels. I'm happy with that. But yeah, for Nimzo, however, I'm going to be leveling up a lot more. I want to I'm going to probably level up until Snowy gets their Cold Breath. 1 for damage option, but 2, I feel like that's a good milestone. It depends how long it takes to, so... In any case, I shall see you at the Nimzo fight.